How do state government bonds work? Have you ever wondered how state governments fund large projects like schools, roads, or parks? One key way they do this is through state government bonds. These bonds are essentially loans that the state takes from investors, promising to pay them back later with interest. When a state issues bonds, it raises money for public projects and budget needs. Investors buy these bonds, and in return, they receive periodic interest payments, often called coupon payments. The state commits to repaying the principal amount on a specific maturity date. There are two main types of state bonds. The first is general obligation bonds. These bonds are backed by the state's full faith and credit. This means the state promises to use its taxing power to repay the debt. Because they are seen as lower risk, these bonds often requiring voter approval before they can be issued. The second type is revenue bonds. These bonds are repaid using specific revenue streams generated by the projects they finance. For example, if a state builds a toll road, the tolls collected will be used to pay back the bondholders. Revenue bonds usually do not need voter approval, but they are considered riskier since they are not backed by the state's general revenues. State laws play a significant role in how bonds are issued. These laws set limits on total debt and often requiring voter referenda for certain types of bonds. This ensures that the process is transparent and that the public has a say in how the state borrows money. When a state decides to issue bonds, it goes through a formal process. This includes getting legislative authorization and, if needed, voter approval. The bonds are then sold to investors, often through auctions or negotiated sales. After the initial sale, these bonds can be traded in secondary markets. Investors are often attracted to state bonds because the interest payments are usually exempt from federal income tax and sometimes from state and local taxes. This tax advantage makes them appealing, especially to individuals in higher tax brackets. From a budget perspective, issuing bonds allows states to fund projects without raising taxes or cutting services immediately. However, states must plan for the long-term financial obligation of paying back the debt. This includes budgeting for both interest and principal payments, which can last 4 decades. In summary, state government bonds are essential tools for financing public infrastructure. They allow states to manage their budgets effectively while providing necessary services to residents. Understanding how these bonds work helps us appreciate the financial strategies behind public projects.